Have you ever looked at someone else's life and thought, why can't my life be like theirs? Maybe you've seen someone who seems more popular, more successful, or more loved than you. From the outside, their life looks perfect. But what if the person you envy secretly wishes they had something you have? Today's story is for anyone who has ever felt unhappy while comparing themselves to others. Listen carefully until the end, because this simple story carries a lesson that could change the way you see your own life. Deep in a quiet American town lived a young black cat named Shadow. Shadow loved exploring the streets, climbing fences, and wandering through parks. But there was one thing he hated about himself: his black fur. Every day, Shadow watched people stop to pet golden retrievers, take pictures with fluffy dogs, and shower them with affection. Children would run toward them with excitement. Families welcomed them into their homes. Everyone seemed to love them. But whenever people noticed Shadow, things were different. Some ignored him. Some chased him away. Others believed silly superstitions that black cats brought bad luck. Every time it happened, Shadow felt a little more unhappy. One evening, as he sat alone beneath a street lamp, he stared at his reflection in a puddle. "If only I looked different," he whispered. "If only I were a golden retriever. Then people would love me too." A gentle voice suddenly spoke from above. "Why are you so sad, young one?" Shadow looked up. Perched on a nearby tree branch was an old owl with bright golden eyes. The owl was known throughout the town for his wisdom. Shadow: "I don't like being a black cat. Nobody loves me. I wish I were something else." The old owl listened patiently. Then he asked, "If you could become any animal in the world, which one would you choose?" Shadow answered immediately, "A golden retriever." The owl nodded thoughtfully. "Before you make that wish, why don't you ask a golden retriever if it is truly happy?" Shadow was surprised. He had never considered that. The next morning, he went searching. Soon he found a beautiful golden retriever named Buddy playing fetch in a large park. Children laughed as they threw tennis balls. Everyone seemed to adore him. Shadow approached carefully. "Excuse me," he said. Buddy wagged his tail. "Hello there," Shadow smiled. "You must be the happiest animal in town. Everyone loves you." Buddy's tail slowed. Then "People do love me, and I'm grateful for that. But honestly, I'm not always happy." Shadow blinked. "What do you mean?" Buddy looked toward a nearby house. "My family loves me, but they rarely leave me alone. They decide where I go, when I eat, and when I sleep." He lowered his head. "Sometimes I look out the window and dream about running wherever I want, just like you." Shadow was shocked. He had never imagined that. "If you're not the happiest animal, then who is?" Buddy thought for a moment. "The horses at the ranch outside town seem happy. They're beautiful, strong, and everyone admires them." Shadow thanked Buddy and headed toward the ranch. After a long walk, he arrived at a wide green pasture. There he saw a magnificent horse named Dakota. Its powerful muscles glistened in the sunlight. Visitors stopped to admire it. Some even fed it carrots. Shadow approached. "Dakota, you must be the happiest animal around." The horse chuckled softly. "I wish that were true." Shadow tilted his head. "Why wouldn't it be?" Dakota looked across the fence surrounding the ranch. "People admire me, but I spend most of my life inside fences." The horse. "I can't simply go wherever I want. Humans decide where I live and where I work." He gazed toward the distant hills. "Sometimes I dream about being completely free." Shadow felt confused again. The golden retriever wasn't happy. The horse wasn't happy. Then who was? "Who do you think is the happiest animal?" Shadow asked. Dakota smiled. "The bald eagle." Shadow looked up at the sky. "The eagle?" "Of course," Dakota said. "It can fly above forests, rivers, mountains, and towns. No fences, no leash, no cage. Total freedom." Certain he had finally found the answer,
Shadow set off once again. After a long journey, he reached the mountains overlooking the town. High on a rocky cliff sat a majestic bald eagle. Its enormous wings stretched wide against the sky. It looked powerful, confident, completely free. Surely this had to be the happiest animal in the world. Shadow climbed closer. "Mr. Eagle!" he called. The eagle looked down. "Yes?" Shadow smiled. "You must be the happiest animal alive. You can fly anywhere you want. You're strong, respected, and completely free." The eagle stared silently at the horizon. Then he laughed softly. "My friend, I am far from the happiest." Shadow's eyes widened. What could possibly be wrong? The eagle looked across the valley below. Being free comes with its own challenges. He pointed toward dark clouds gathering in the distance. "Every storm is my problem." Then he pointed toward the mountains. "I spend most of my life alone." His voice grew quieter. "And every day I must fight to survive."
Suddenly, Shadow understood something important. Every life carried struggles. Every life carried sacrifices. Every life carried pain that others could not see. He had spent so much time focusing on what he lacked that he never appreciated what he already had. Shadow thanked the eagle and returned home. That evening, he found the old owl sitting in the same tree. The owl smiled. "So, have you found the happiest animal?" Shadow smiled back. "No." The owl raised an eyebrow. "No?" Shadow shook his head. "I discovered something better." The owl waited. Shadow looked at the stars above. "Every animal has problems. Every animal has struggles." Then he smiled. "And being a black cat isn't so bad after all." The owl nodded proudly. "Now you understand." From that day forward, Shadow stopped comparing himself to others. Instead, he focused on appreciating his own life, and little by little, he became happier than he had ever been before. The lesson of this story is simple. When we compare ourselves to others, we only see the parts of their lives that look beautiful. We don't see their fears, we don't see their struggles, and we don't see the price they pay for what they have. Comparison steals happiness. Gratitude creates it. Remember, you don't need someone else's life to become happy. You need to learn how valuable your own life already is, because there is only one you, and that's your greatest strength. If you enjoyed this story and learned something from it, share your thoughts below. And remember, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sometimes it's greener where you choose to appreciate it.